Z100.com.
Look who's here, my favorite band in the entire world. And I say that every time they roll in, and I'm serious. I love these guys. We've hung out. We've bowled. It's awesome. OneRepublic's in the studio. Hi, guys.
Hey.
What is up? Fresh off this morning, you guys did Regis and Kelly.
Gonna miss him.
Are you serious? Okay, you serious?
Well,
Okay.
I mean, he's kind of an institution at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, did you want to do the show purely before you knew he had, like, I don't want to say an expiration date, that's wrong, but like he's not going to be on the show?
I did.
Yeah.
To be dead honest, I actually was in the audience as an audience member when I was like 20, and I came to New York City for like spring break, and went and was on the show, and actually at the time it was Regis and Kathy Lee, and Kathy Lee went to my college, and my dad was good friends with her, so then I stopped her when she was walking off, and we caught up, and she freaked out as she does, and it was really cool. But yeah, so for me, like knowing that he's leaving now, it's kind of like we were the last band to perform on TRL.
Yeah.
Right before it ended.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we have. I mean, the last quote unquote band.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
be on
real,
TRL.
yeah,
There was
yeah.
a lot of pop acts that pretty sure Kesha was the last act to perform on TRL. But like, we found out they're like, you guys are the last band. They were shutting it down like 2 or 3 weeks after we did our gig there, and that was kind of sad.
And then they brought back the show's back in a different incarnation. What's it called now? Like the 10 spot or the something?
Yeah,
I forget.
It's something like that.
I saw a little bit of it.
It's not quite the same.
It's not the same.
I mean, you remember? I mean, obviously you were in New York at the time. There was nothing on God's green earth bigger than TRL when it was big.
Yeah, you'd hang out and you just wanted to be on TV, so you'd hang out in front of that place. Yeah,
absolutely. And it was mayhem. I mean, this is back when like NSYNC and like all those acts were massive. It was like if you were in Times Square when TRL was taping, you felt that you were at the center of the universe at that point.
If you're 11 years old and watching this is what we did before Twitter.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right. Before there was a Facebook, before Twitter, we would hang out in Midtown in front of buildings and try to get on TV.
Try to get on
signs,
TV.
and I would cry.
Occasionally, we'd buy albums.
Yeah. Crazy stuff.
Crazy
like
stuff.
Yeah, we can talk about a million things in this direction because today it was revealed that, like, I forget which car maker, Ford, in the Focus, they're not going to put CD players in it anymore.
Be the first one, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be the first one. Apple's not putting in their new MacBooks, no optical drive. So we're definitely moving in that direction.
I mean, it's kind of like there are definitely. I mean, our fans range from 12 to like 60. So we've dealt with people who remember buying LPs, and then I've met little fans who literally, like, they think a CD is just something you autograph. Like, they literally, like, if you hand them a CD of a new album, they're like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Like a novelty, yeah.
Yeah, what am I doing with this?
I legitimately had a girl like point at the cassette tape on my arm and ask what it was.
Oh God.
Which I thought was great.
When I was done coughing up blood in disgust.
Yeah.
Hey, that's fantastic. You're cute. That's awesome. So yeah, and it's weird. Like, I had this conversation with your boy Timberland a while ago. Just like, he used to think, as far as the concept went, like the whole flow of an album, but now it's not like that. You have to think in these bite-sized morsels. Everything's like an appetizer now.
Yeah, it's an appetizer. If you're lucky. Like, if you're, I'm always trying to deconstruct why certain songs work and certain songs don't. And you have, let's say, a song like Rollin' in the Deep. Okay, that one song, she sold almost 10 million albums worldwide so far and growing off that song, basically off that song. So why is it one song, all of a sudden, you got to run out and buy the album? Other songs, you could hear a billion times, and you're like, I think I'll download it, off iTunes and just get the song.
I think sometimes people perceive an artist as like a one-trick pony. Like, there's that one song that basically gives away the rest of the record. So I don't need. If I'm not attracted to that, I just like, okay, I like it. I enjoy hearing it in passing, but I'm not like connected with it. Versus other artists like, I got to hear more. If this is, if you like Giorgio, you'll like Primo, and I want to hear the rest.
Exactly.
Kind of,
You got to invest in it. It's kind of interesting how certain songs do that. Kings Leon had the same type of reaction with "Use Somebody," and it's like half America didn't know who they were till that song, and then it's like, I'll go buy the album. So.
Speaking of Kings of Leon, I can't believe that "Sex on Fire" wasn't bigger in my format. Because that's one of those songs there's certain songs you can't listen to at a lower volume, and that's one of them. And I'm sure, and you've got a couple of records like that too. You just can't enjoy passively. You've got to actively be a participant and crank it up and till your ears bleed.
It was like the biggest song in the UK too when it came out. It was
Sex
like
on Fire,
absolutely the biggest song in like
it trumped you. It trumped "Use Somebody," But of course, they were only big in the UK for like the last 5 years until their last album, where finally the US figured out that they exist.
And then the STD rate there is a lot higher than in the US.
True.
I can say every day, it's bad. So there might be that.
My sex is on fire.
So I can't believe, as I look at your career, that it's only been 2 albums. Because I was saying before we started the interview, OneRepublic, man, your albums are like grandma's preservatives, man. The songs just keep, like, when you think you're out, no, there's more in the basement. Let's guys, bring some up. Like, okay, for instance, okay, and this. I want to tell my Easy A story, okay?
Yeah.
Easy A was on HBO or Cinemax, and we DVR'd it, and that thing sat in my DVR like for 4 months, and I kept trying to delete it because it was full. So finally, my wife and I get around to watching the movie Easy A, and we're watching it. All of a sudden, I'm like, I found myself going, good life, and whoa, wait a minute, hold on. I just front sold this on my show as being, the latest from OneRepublic, and here it is in this movie that came out like a year and a half ago that it's been on my DVR for 3 months. Wow,
that's awesome.
To be able to pull that, wow. So let's go back. Let's go back here, okay? Let's go back. Did you think when you made the last record that it would just like have this kind of shelf life where just the hits keep
no
coming?
idea. I mean, I think what happened was, to be honest, we had a panic moment when we put out this album. We dropped All the Right Moves pretty much the same week that TikTok came out. And so between TikTok or Kesha, Gaga, Black Eyed Peas, and Katy Perry, we literally, I had a moment where I thought bands are done. I think we've talked about this maybe once before, where literally I was like, we're either, if All the Right Moves doesn't connect, then we might be screwed. And fortunately, much thanks to Z100, actually, like that song, people who believed in us started playing it, and when they played it, people wanted to hear more of it. And we just feel lucky because we are in an era where bands aren't really as prevalent anymore. We're one of the few lucky ones. I always tell myself, like, we're one of the few lucky ones that actually people, we still get played on the radio, which to me is cool because I grew up listening to the radio. And I didn't think that it was going to take 2.5 years to get to Good Life. By the time Good Life came out, like, our fans were like, wait a minute, this song's 2 years old.
Yeah.
And but that's just what it takes. Our songs take like 6 months to actually
every album
connect.
cycle. We think like this song isn't going to take 9 months.
And it does.
It's like this gestation period, It's like it is like giving birth. It is.
Yeah.
It's like there's like a birth announcement. Oh, there's
when you put out as a quote unquote band, when you put out a song amidst, doesn't matter how pop or whatever it is, surrounded by nothing but dance music, it takes a lot longer to connect because dance. That's the nature of dance songs. Turn and burn. It comes out. People want it. They hear it a million times in a week, and then they're sick of it. Next song. With OneRepublic, our stuff it grows. I think it just grows, and then once it's finally people have connected with it and figured out that we are the actual band that put the song out, then it kind of just hovers. And so that's why this album cycle. This is the longest album cycle. I mean, we're basically at the 2 year mark right now. So, and 2.5 years since we started promoting it. I mean, it's been crazy.
Unreal. I think we've kind of eclipsed the cycle, as I call it, with the dance music.
I think it's tapering.
Yeah.
I think some dance music, what I think is it's diverging. I think you're going to see a big segment of it that goes even more hardcore dance, like even farther down, like Swedish House Mafia, Calvin Harris, that kind of vibe, like ×3, that type of stuff where it goes pure Euro dance. And then you're going to see the other half, which is Mumford & Sons and Adele and even, bands like us that are playing guitars and drums and stuff like that.
What a concept.
Amazing.
Bands with guitars. What is
guitars.
this you speak of? I don't understand. Wait, more than one person and they're bringing something besides a laptop. I'm so confused.
What's going on?
I don't understand what's happening.
Seriously.
Our third album will be called No Buttons.
Before I freak out.
So have you kind of... I'm sorry, you were saying? Sorry.
No, our third album will be called No Buttons.
Yeah.
I like that.
No buttons.
And segue into album 3. Any idea on some songs? Are you looking at? Do you have it narrowed down to a short list of 75?
Yeah. Well, we have. I mean, I started coming up with ideas, and a couple of us did. Back, we were touring with U2 back last fall, and that kind of inspired a whole new batch of songwriting. And then everything got put on hold, and then now we're back to writing. I mean, focusing really starting in August. It's going to be. I'm kind of shutting down my studio from working with other people and focusing on just OneRepublic. And hope to have a new song out first single by early 2012.
How do you tell people that you can't work with them? Because there's like this Italian joint down the street. Whenever this guy takes vacation, which is like every other week, you call, hello, this is Dante. I am on vacation. Please, I'll be back in a week. And I'm like, damn it. And I get angry. Like, when you want chicken parm, you want chicken parm.
Molto bene.
When you want Ryan's help, you want Ryan's help. Because obviously, you need Ryan's help. So like...
it's like for me, I've been working like crazy the last 9 months on... like literally probably 15 different projects on different artists, and I kind of want to get all those just kind of done and like in the barrel, and then I can shut it down knowing that stuff is taken care of, and that's for me, that's an outlet. It's kind of like it's just like, to me, it's an outlet. It's like if I do too much of one thing, if we're on tour for too long, I start freaking out because I want to write songs for others and vice versa. So if I'm like spinning 2 months focusing on whoever the artist is, I want to get back to OneRepublic. And I really think that this band, going into our third album, to me, I really think we're capable of doing something extraordinary and beyond anything that we've ever done. I can just kind of feel it, and I think that this next album is the time to do it, to become that band. So that's what I want to put the focus on.
Are we looking? If you had to shoot at a release date for album 3, what?
Oh man!
Can I begin with a year? What year do you?
2012.
Okay, all right. Okay, so we'll get it. We'll get it. So assuming the
that's a legitimate
apocalypse,
question.
if we live past the apocalypse, and we know when the apocalypse in 2012 was supposed to hapen, did anybody know that? Because it's not like
that one Australian or whatever guy
Yeah.
that predicted the apocalypse like 2 months ago. I think he just killed himself.
Wait, seriously?
Well, he was wrong, and then a bunch of people killed themselves because of it, and I think he might have killed himself. I don't know, but he was
Sad.
wrong. Every time someone tries to predict it, it just doesn't. It just doesn't.
Yeah, I read that they just found out that Mayan calendar is off in either direction by up to 60 years.
Oh wow.
So
Well, if it was earlier, then I guess we're fine. But if it's later, then we're
If it's
screwed.
later, then we're
Oh,
screwed.
okay. Damn.
it turns
Yeah,
out
you know.
we
It's like microwave popcorn.
Exactly.
Put it back in, or oh god, we suck.
Screwed.
Oh my god.
it turns out it was 1996 and Wesley Snipes saved us. So now we're fine.
And also OMC's How Bizarre that saved us as well back then. So
Oh my God! How bizarre. New Zealanders.
I didn't know that.
How
I love that stupid
Yeah,
song.
I can tell you the Z100 will be. You guys will be the first people to actually hear something.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can I be the first to play it?
You know what? Am I able to commit that? Can I commit that?
Harvey, no. And I'm typing in. I'm making dinner reservations on my phone. Leave me alone in the corner.
Yeah, seriously.
We're not working anything, so I don't need to pay attention. Oh God, have you guys been on Google Plus yet? I want your thoughts on Google Plus.
Is that like the enhanced Google?
This is like the Facebook of Google.
I definitely have not.
Okay.
You know what's so funny? I'm the only person I know. Well, maybe someone else in this band, but I finally broke and got into Twitter because I see how connecting. That's like texting all your fans. It's great. I love Twitter.
They love it because there's that personal connection like nothing else.
Yeah, I went from hating it because I thought it was invasive to I love it at an arm's length. But Facebook, I've never had a Facebook page, never signed up for it. And I was like, just waiting. Eventually, it's going to die out. And then all of a sudden, last month, all these reports come out about how they're actually losing members now, and it's peaked in popularity and starting to go backwards. And then Zuckerberg, of course, was like, "That's false," blah blah blah. But I've read all this stuff about how it's like my nephews and nieces who are like 17. Guess what? They went from checking Facebook status like 20 times a day when we go on vacation. Now it's like once every 3 or 4 days.
You want to know why?
That's what happened to MySpace. Same thing.
Yeah, but the difference is because everyone's parents is on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to be really selective. And this is the difference between I'm not doing a commercial for Google Plus. I'm not involved with them in any way, but I have one. And you can put people in circles, and you determine what they see and which tier these people are on.
Really?
So yeah. So this is what kind of makes it special. So like that's why I always come bearing ideas. So maybe
God
song
forbid anyone like your friends sees your Google Plus page, like you leave it signed in, and they realize that they're in like the second tier.
That's bad. That's why.
bad.
Yeah.
It's still kind of a popularity contest.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's like the Indian caste system. Why would you put me in below? I come back. I will die. I will come back. I will get in the right circle. I mean, it's just
Exactly.
It's
please,
like that.
please.
But you're gonna see.
MySpace's top friends.
I'm gonna make this prediction. I guarantee in about 8 months you're gonna see like hip hop songs talking about, girl, what circle do I belong in, girl?
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
for
you're gonna
real.
see that. You know.
Absolutely.
Wow.
It'll be like Google Plus me.
Yeah, yeah. It'll be social media impacting hip hop music because it's always hip hop first.
I'll Google Plus you tonight.
Somehow the cycle with music, hip hop albums can turn around in like 4 seconds versus
Yeah.
like other forums where it's like we had to invest. Oh no, we were in the van on the way here and I just busted out a new album. You didn't hear it? It's online right now. Awesome. Well, you guys, I cannot wait to hear the next offering from you. You know,
Well, we got to step it up. We got to step it up. That's what we're gonna do. Try
It
and
should be fairly good.
Wait, no, don't overhype it, man.
No, I think it's going to be all right.
I'm sure it's great.
Think of what would be acceptable in New York, and then just go maybe half a step further, and that's where we're gonna try and take it.
This is when you find out like your cousin's having a bar mitzvah at the best catering hall in the city that has the awesome shrimp, but you have to wait until like a year later to you're counting down like, oh, free shrimp, 1 more year, I'm there.
Yeah.
OneRepublic guys, thank you so much for rolling by today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Nice.